Today on the channel, the monster is loose, as today we have from NECA, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universal Monsters mashups continue with Leonardo as the Hunchback.
The spirit of the warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Universal Monster Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mashup with Leonardo as the Hunchback. But for this figure and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Zavi. Use discount code Kyle Peterson to save 10% on all in-stock merchandise, and that's exactly what I did. I went over to Zavi. They have this in stock right now, shipped to me fairly fast, and I'm off to the races here reviewing it today. So make sure you use discount code Kyle Peterson to save 10%. So Leo, the Hunchback, of course, we've unboxed Mikey as the Mummy, Raphael as Frankenstein already. This is our third incarnation with more to come. A very, very cool set here for Turtle fans, Universal Monster fans. You got both collectors kind of meeting in the middle with these figures, which I think is a pretty cool idea. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. We'll do some comparisons on the back half of the video, so stay tuned for that. But there's old Leo in the package. How cool does that look? That picture is awesome. I love the blue to match Leonardo in the font down below. Just a very, very cool looking figure in that picture right there. I love the eyes on the sculpt. Just really, really awesome. Leonardo as the Hunchback, of course. And then we got the cross on the back. I got some mixed out there, but you got Donatello as the Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein, April O'Neil, and of course Van Helsing Splinter right there. So those are coming soon. Be interesting to see how those do. And on the back of the package, there it is. Look at that. There's old Leo. Very, very cool packaging. I love the back kind of poster art type graphics there. I think that looks really good. And then you open it up, the traditional NECA window, of course, and a little glamour shot action. Very, very cool packaging on these as usual. So now I'm going to take this offline, get this unboxed, get all the twist ties, all that stuff off, and we'll be back talking all things Leo as the Hunchback. All right, we got Leo out of the package. We're off to the races, and let's start it off looking at these accessories, and a lot more accessories than I remembered. As I always say, we always see these glamour shots, the promotion stills of these, the solicitations, and then you kind of forget about them until they come into your hand, and I don't remember this one showing so many accessories. But let's dive into it here. We get tons and tons of hands with this one. Nice stitching on the hands as well, very Frankenstein-esque, I guess, but you got a little pointer finger action. You got one of each side. Actually, it's the middle finger, really. He's only got 3 fingers, so he's giving everybody, flipping them all the bird right here is what that's all about. So we do have that. We do got 2-fisted hands. I don't care what you are. If you're a superhero, action figure, or whatever, you should at least have 1-fisted hand. We got 2-fisted hands here. And then we got 2 gripping hands here, and he's got the more splayed out hands on the actual figure. So we do got those very, very turtle-esque hands. You got the nice thumbnail that always points out, sticks out, 3 fingers, green color, and like I said, the stitching going on. So we got hands there. Now we get other accessories. We get a little skull action. You can never have enough skulls, and we got another skull right here. So you can always put this with other action figures if you want to, but a very cool skull accessory right there. And we keep digging in. Go with the skull. You got a nice bone here. This is a femur bone. I'm not sure exactly what bone it is, but nice detail. It's got a crack in it. Dirty wash. Obviously, it's a dirty white color like a bone should be. But very cool accessories to go with that skull as well. And then the Hunchback, of course, he's got his tools of the trade. He's got 2 different kinds of shovels. Very, very old, dingy, dirty shovels that have seen a lot of use. Tears, cracks, broken on it. And old leather handles on them. Very, very cool. 2 different kinds of shovels there for the Hunchback. So interesting accessories. Of course, you got to have the blades. Of course, Leonardo, the leader of the Ninja Turtles, got his 2 katana swords. Very cool. Once again, kind of had that dirty, grimy look to him. Got the handles down at the bottom, the silver blade squared off at the top. And then you got a little bit of a ball, a little spiked ball at the end, which is another attention to detail in silver. Really breaks up the color. Looks really good on the 2 katana blades. Then we get fire. Of course, the Hunchback, chased with fire, all that kind of stuff. So you do get 2 flame accessories here. And it looks like they fit on these blades. I'm going to guess that's the way they go, and that's how they go. So that is a cool attention to detail once again. I do like the looks of this. This is actually a fabulous pack. It's actually better than I was expecting. whenever that happens, that's a good day at the office, as we always say. And then you get a little brain in a jar going on. Oh, you can take this off and you can move it. Nice jar with all kinds of mechanical things going around. Once again, very grimy, very dirty. Looks like something that would be in a basement laboratory, something like that. It's the Hunchback right there. So very, very cool accessory once again. Now we got to dive into Leonardo, though. Let's see what this one's about. Now, the Hunchback, nowhere near the top of the list of my favorite horror Universal movies. One of the much, much earlier Universal horror movies, of course, is the Hunchback. And is he a monster? I guess in some ways. In some ways, he isn't. He's got a bad hand at life, kind of. So it's one of those things. And a lot of these movies, there's always a deeper meaning to these Universal monster movies, as we know. Which I guess you could say the same thing about the Turtles. People would be scared about the Turtles, but really, deep down, they're good guys. They're good guys with a heart of gold. So, very interesting, but this is not as heavy. I anticipated this to be a very heavy figure. It isn't very heavy. It's very hunchbacky, very much a big turtle shell. Probably the biggest turtle shell we've ever had on a Ninja Turtle figure. And we'll have to break down this shell. It looks like there's a lot going on, but we'll start with the head. Of course, the head goes side to side. I got that big back, that hump, I guess, for lack of better terms. But boy, this head sculpt looks totally different than the one on the front of the package. So a little bit interesting. I guess you can open the flap up and see it, but the picture I was raving about on the front doesn't look anything like this. He had a long goatee on that, doesn't have that. Really crazy eyes on that, doesn't have that here. So it's, I don't want to say it's false advertising, but it's definitely different than the picture that promotes it on the front of the package in the head sculpt for sure. He's got some crazy eyes going different ways. He's got some bushy eyebrows. He does have his bandana with a much more subdued blue color. Got stitching on the face, got some teeth, got a little bit of a goatee down low. He does got his bandana on top. It does have, it looks like it's removable. You can move it around a little bit there. You got stitching throughout, like we said, on the hands. You got it on the feet, the hands, the back, stitching throughout here. He's got a very, very dirty shirt with a rope for a belt. Oh boy, that's when you know you're at hard times, when you're wearing a rope as a belt. That's what he's got going on there. He does have the strap on that's going to hold his shell in place. It holds it all together. He does have knee pads and elbow pads like a professional wrestler or a hunchback, I guess. Some of the cool stuff sculpted in here is like he's got a little spider on his shirt. That is sculpted in. That is nice attention to detail. Some nice work there. And then you got stitching on the shirt where he's, fixing the shirt. Obviously, he's not a rich man, the Hunchback. But very cool there. You do got the tattered, torn jeans. The same thing, stitched up all over, ripped up all over. He does got an ankle bracelet with a little chain hanging off to the side. That is, once again, good attention to detail. Really nice. Nice. They didn't have to put that on there, but it just adds to the whole thing. Of course, articulation, you got the knees, you got the ankles up and down, side to side on the legs. The legs do feel a little bit loose. All these figures have had a little bit looseness feel to them, which isn't the best, of course. It's not preferred. You do get the arms that go around, limited by the shell, of course, that big, big shell. Hands removable, as we know. I'm definitely going to switch these hands out. But boy, he's a very, very interesting one. And Hunchback, like I said, not my favorite of the Universal monsters. It's interesting they put Leonardo in the Hunchback spot. I don't know exactly the reasoning for that. But then we get to the back of the figure here. We get to the shell. Big, big, meaty shell here. It looks like a big turtle shell. Of course, it's got cracks and dings and cuts throughout. And you got a little, like, rivets holding it together. It's like it's just been pieced together holding it. So that does look good there. Very cool. It does have a big chain on the side with a lock on it, so it's like he's locked, like his turtle is there, his shell. But the shell does open. I forgot all about that as well. So it does have a shell that opens. I guess you can put all your accessories, hands, things like that. Hey, I love a good stand for a figure, and I love to be able to store all the accessories on a figure like the G.I. Joe Classified line. So I like this idea. I like being able to store stuff in here. Very cool that it has kind of a, it almost looks like a barrel when you open it up, but it's got spots in here. I'm wondering if you could put this skull. Oh, I think that's where that goes. Maybe. Maybe not. I thought for sure the skull maybe went in there. I might have to play around with it, but I would not be shocked to see that skull pin in there. It looks like it could, but it's kind of off-centered. I'll have to figure that out. No. Well, maybe. No, I don't know. Well, I'll play with it. I'll play with it. But it looks like you can put that skull in there. But very, very cool idea for that shell to be opened. Once again, you got a spider in there. It looks like a little spider egg down here. A nice wash, a dirty barrel type inside. Very cool idea. I like that idea a lot for that shell. And once again, like I said, I forgot all about that. If I ever knew it in the first place. But very, very interesting. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? As I always say, use discount code Kyle. Save 10% on your ringside stands, and he does fit on a stand perfectly. And it'll be interesting if he can stand on his own without a stand, because he is very back heavy with that big shell, as you can imagine. But I think he's got enough of an arch to him, maybe, where you could probably work a stand. Yeah, he can stand. He's got enough of an arch there to kind of level it out, but you could use this ringside stand if you need to. Like I said, discount code Kyle saves 10%. Very, very interesting figure. I don't know if anybody, the Hunchback is their favorite. And I think in today's day and age, most people think of that Disney cartoon movie when they think of the Hunchback, which is pretty far removed from the grimy dirtiness, scariness of the old school movie, I would say. But I think when most people think Hunchback, especially of the younger generation, that's what they think of. They think of the Disney animated movie. But the Hunchback looks good. Of course, we do have the movie turtle Leonardo, so you can kind of see that size difference. These are much, much larger figures, as you can see. Very, very cool to compare the two, see them side by side. A little looseness in the legs, though. That's the one thing I don't like about this figure. But then, of course, we did unbox the Mummy, Mikey as the Mummy. There it is. So you can see, once again, towers over Mikey here. Towers over Mikey. So that's going to make Raphael as Frankenstein is a very interesting comparison, because he is a big figure. And boy, they're about the same. The shell is way bigger on the Hunchback as I drop his side. But you can kind of see some of that height comparisons right there. That's a pretty good looking lineup, if you ask me. I'm anxious to get Donatello as the Invisible Man. It'll be interesting. Where's Dracula? Where's the creature from the Black Lagoon? We'd like to get some of those other ones, because as much as I like some of these, the Hunchback, the Invisible Man, two of my least favorite Universal Monster movies. So it'll be interesting where this line goes. If they start going, okay, now we're going to do Leonardo as the creature. Are they going to redo it? Or are they going to put Casey Jones as the creature? Or Bebop and Rocksteady going to be put into this? Or Shredder? Who knows, I guess, but I am here for it at the end of the day, because I love my turtle collection. I also love my Universal Monsters, so bringing them together is great for somebody like me, but it is also a smart move on NECA, putting the old business hat on, because you're getting turtle collectors that maybe don't want the NECA Universal Monster stuff, but they're going to buy these, and vice versa for the Universal Monster fans. Maybe they don't collect turtles, but they will collect these. So you're getting a lot of best of both worlds. It's like, just partnering up is what that is, and it's getting two different fan bases together for profits for all is the goal of all that. And it seems to be working. It's working, at least for me. But is it working for you out there in YouTube land? Are you picking these up? You passing? You playing the long game? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. You might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell. As you guys know, we got videos every single day and then some. And then you can also get even more videos, more content, exclusive content, and monthly giveaways over at the Patreon channel. Make sure you check that out. Link in the description below. And that is your best way to support the channel, as you guys know. You can also support the channel over at PurplingTees.com. Pick up a t-shirt, search Kyle Peterson, and follow along on social media at SirPulse64 on Twitter and _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram. So for a little Hunchback of Notre Dame Leonardo, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.